31 years an MP, 11 as Britain's first woman Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher announced that she would leave the Commons, but made clear she wouldn't remain silent. Far from it.
Making this decision now, as far as national politics are concerned, makes it quite clear that unlike what some people thought, I have no desire or expectation to go back into number 10. So it makes it easier for Prime Minister Major, and in a way it makes it easier for me to say exactly what I think without people misinterpreting what I say.
Mrs Thatcher made clear that she would fight any form of European integration which she feared would threaten British sovereignty. So did John Major have any cause to worry?
No, I don't think it'll worry him. After all, politics surely is about reaching decisions by debate. That's what Parliament is all about. And I made a pretty forthright speech on Wednesday in support of John Major, but saying precisely what I believed in.
Forced from office 7 months ago as the public lost confidence in her government and Conservative MPs lost confidence in her, was there any lingering bitterness now at the way she'd been treated?
None at all. None at all. I had the marvellous privilege of being there for 11 and a half, nearly 12 years. That's nearly half as long again as any American president can be president of the United States.
Mrs Thatcher, now 65, was renowned for her energy when others tired. So how much energy was left?
Tons.
Oh, lovely.
Tons.
The House of Lords has been warned, and with that she said farewell for now. And nearby at a Conservative women's conference, the party chairman read out a statement by Mrs Thatcher.
I have decided not to stand again at the next election.
It was soon clear just how many within the ranks were surprised by and regretted her decision. Among those who for over a decade applauded all she'd done, trade union reforms, privatisation and more, few now expect her to take vows of silence.
Margaret has never, it's part of her great charm, found it difficult to speak out. She has clear views and clear principles. She enunciates them with great vigour and eloquence. She has done in the past, she does today, and she will do in the future, thank heavens.
At the conference, but preferring not to comment, Michael Heseltine, whose challenge for the party leadership brought about Mrs Thatcher's downfall. But in Liverpool, Neil Kinnock was more than willing to explain why he thought she was now standing down.
She's come to the decision that since there's going to be a Labour victory in the general election, she doesn't want to face losing her seat or, at best, going on the opposition benches. The conclusion is that it's better to bow out now than to face certain defeat, and I think it's probably one of her wiser judgments.
For the Liberal Democrats, Paddy Ashdown described Mrs Thatcher as a courageous politician who would be missed in the Commons. But given her views and her determination to voice them, John Major would surely be relieved.
Well, I think it will make it easier for John Major. I should think he'll have a more comfortable night in his bed tonight than he's had for some weeks, because, of course, she was something of a loose cannon on his backbenches.
Tonight, Mrs Thatcher was among friends at a constituency dinner. Sadness, of course, she said, and yes, she would be trying to influence government policy and campaigning in the election.
There's not much spare time. No spare time.
Quite
a time to a general election.
Thank
goodness.
Will you still be seeking to influence government policy?
But of course, as always, it's in the very nature of everything I've done.
These Conservatives must now find someone to replace Mrs Thatcher. They have little time. Most have little appetite for the idea, having become accustomed to Margaret Thatcher, MP for Finchley.